Innate behavior is behavior that is genetically wired into an organism. For example, Noah has natural knee reflexes.
Fixed action pattern is produced in response to a science stimulus. Here we can see Noah chasing after a red car.
Play is a behavior performed without a natural stimuli. For example, Noah and Tim play football.
Maturation is a change in behaviors reflected by endocrine, neural, and neurochemical symbols. Here we see Noah maturing.
Hi, I'm Noah.
Situation is when animals are exposed to the same stimuli repeatedly and eventually no longer react when in the presence of that stimuli. For example, at first, Noah is afraid, so he runs away from Leah. However, after being exposed to Liam walking by multiple times, he then is chill.
Imprinting, a behavioral trait that forms an extremely strong bond when animals first interact. And here we see a Noah duckling imprinting upon Timothy Banks.
Associative learning is when a new stimulus becomes associated with a new response, whereas classical conditioning is when a new stimulus is paired with a familiar stimulus. Here we see Pavlov's Noah associating the bell sound with a chip.
Communicative displays is how animals display their emotions by using behaviors to communicate. For example, Liam makes a joke and they both laugh to show how they communicate.
Operant conditioning. An animal's behavior is conditioned by the consequences that follow.
I don't think it is.
As we can see here, a Noah is being trained by his consequences.
Don't eat chips. Bad Noah.
My favorite spot. No.
Territoriality is the attempt by an individual or a group to affect, influence, or control people, phenomena, and relationships by delimiting and asserting control over a geographic area. Here we see a wild Timothy defending his territory from Noah.
Cognition is all ways the animal is taking their information of their surroundings through senses and process it and then act on it. For example, Tim uses the landmark as a navigation to where his hat is hid.
Kinesis and taxis, the response to a stimulus based off of anything in an organism's location. Here we see Noah reacting to the shade. Oh, whoa! We see Noah here reacting to the sun.
Migration is seasonal movements of animals between distinct ranges. Here we see Noah and Liam migrating for the winter.
Competitive behavior is a direct or indirect interaction of organisms that leads to a change in fitness when the organisms share the same resource. Here we see an example of Noah and Tim about to duel over the chip.
Agonistic behavior, when animals fight. For example, here we see Noah and Tim fighting it out.
Dominance hierarchy forms an inner structure of society which allows society members to stay together without repeated fighting. Here we see a wild Tim displaying his dominance.
He is the winner.
Altruism is when an animal's behavior benefits another individual, even until the potential detriment of themselves. For example, Liam keeps watch for predators like crocodiles, while Jason gets a drink of water.
Parental investment, an investment by the parent in an individual offspring that increases the offspring's chance of surviving. As here we see a wild Liam collecting food for his Timothy.
Produces traits and behaviors that don't necessarily benefit the species' survival. Here we can see Jason's hair, which doesn't truly benefit his survival.
Liking behavior is when male animals gather to engage in competitive displays and courtship rituals. Here we see an example of Liam, Tim, and Jason doing the chicken dance.